The Event Horizon is my favorite keyboard of all time. Yeah, that's saying a lot, but here are the reasons why. Hit the B-roll. And before we get into details, you should know that this is a very limited run of 250 Event Horizon keyboards and an additional 50 super massive units, which is the all brass variant. Yeah. There'll be no extras or a round 2, so this is your only chance to get in on this keyboard. It's a raffle style group buy, so you have a little bit of time to enter. Now let's start with the design. Now this project has been in the works for over 2 years, and Max Voltaire nailed the design, and he teamed up with Salvin, Protozoa, and others to make this a reality. Work they did together is simply stunning. Now looks are obviously highly subjective, but the lines, material finishing, and the theme all speak to my soul, and it's unlike any other keyboard that I've seen. The contrast of the raw brush aluminum top with the dark, unique, and wrinkled coating that frames the 65% body and the XT columns gives the board a very artisanal look. And the badge over the column, chef's kiss. The dark wrinkled coating continues on all sides of the board, and when you flip it around, you're greeted with this awesomely designed stainless steel bottom symbolizing the voyage ahead, which ties the theme all together. Now you'll find little small details throughout the keyboard which add to the elegance of the design, and for the price of $490, having this in hand, I think it's a very fair price. Now one thing to note, there are several steps to produce this board, which can be found on the MVKB site, linked in the description. It's a good read and also where you can enter the raffle. Now when I first got this in hand, I was initially concerned that this front lip, which protrudes quite a bit, will be a little uncomfortable during typing. It turned out to be a non-issue since the front height is 17.5 millimeters, and I can easily type on this without a wrist rest. That, coupled with the 8-degree typing angle, makes this board a dream to type on. Now fully built, the Event Horizon comes in at 5.59 pounds. That's with an O-ring. With the silicone dampener, you can expect it to be a little bit more. Now you can choose between an aluminum or FR4 plate, and for PCBs, you got solder and hot swap. These are 1.6 millimeter PCBs designed by Yankar, and man, even these PCBs look gorgeous and sticks to the theme. Damn. The hot swap PCB is a fully fixed layout with the 7U bottom row and no split support, so you'll need a solder PCB if you're looking for more options, which is kind of a bummer. It would have been nice to see some compatibility on this hot swap PCB. Now since the XT column has its own little separate housing, there is a separate PCB for this as well, which all connects to the main PCB. Now there are 2 different mounting options with this keyboard, and they both come with a kit. You can do an O-ring mount, which utilizes friction fit in the case, something we've seen in many keyboards, but one difference here is the cutouts on the plate, which prevent the O-ring from bottoming out against the plate, which theoretically should help dampen vibrations. Also, MVKB did a lot of fine tuning to optimize the O-ring experience and decided to add standoffs to the plate assembly in strategic points, which allow for the O-ring to rest against so it's evenly positioned inside the case. The other option is what MVKB calls a dampened bumper mount. This mounting style utilizes a silicone plate dampener that sits between the PCB and the plate and protrudes just enough to allow for a friction fit. Both options are nice and provide a different sound signature and feel. The O-ring is my personal preference and provides a louder, more pronounced sound, while the dampened bumper provides a slightly dampened and poppy sound signature. The switches I use in today's build are the HMX Swift, which I picked up at Unikeys. These are fantastic switches right out the box that require no lube. Highly recommend them, link in the description. So overall, this board checks all the boxes for me. The design and theme are both S tier. Salvin did a masterful job with the production and manufacturing of this keyboard, and it feels ultra premium. The typing feel is not soft and it's not stiff and has a tiny bit of bounce to it, and the sound is incredible. If I had to dwindle my keyboard collection down to just 3 boards, this one would be on the top of the list.